What's going on, everyone? John D here from Pro Digital Gear, and today I thought I'd showcase something kind of different on our YouTube channel. So as a kid, I grew up on rollerblades. Absolutely love rollerblading. I rollerbladed from when I was a kid all the way up into my mid-20s. Took a little break, and now I'm back into it. So what does this have to do with printing? Well, there's a really cool company that makes rollerblade frames that you can insert custom graphics right into the frame and then put it on your skate. Here's what I'm talking about. So this part of the rollerblade is called the frame, and the wheels obviously attach to the frame. Now, the type of rollerblading that I'm into is definitely unique. You've probably seen it at some point, although it's not super popular like skateboarding, but it involves riding on ramps and grinding on rails and ledges. Anyways, I've always wanted to try these frames. Oh yeah, by the way, these frames are made by a company called Create, and these are the OG frames. I'm filming outside today because it is so nice out and I just don't want to be doing this inside. So you might have seen our recent YouTube video where I did some prints on the Canon GP-4000, which has incredible color. It has not only the violet ink, but a fluorescent pink ink. Anyways, I printed out a custom logo that Chris from Roll Over the Hill made me for my rollerblading YouTube channel. I love that logo. So I said, why not print out my logo again on the GP4000, pick up a pair of the Create frames, and put that as the graphic on my frame. Of course, the colors from the GP4000 did not disappoint once again, and now I have really cool graphics on my Create rollerblade frames. There's a Jad logo right there for Jad Roller Vlog. That's my YouTube channel. Anyways, here's how it works. So the first thing I did is I went to createoriginals.com, then I went to products, then to custom graphic frames. And you can see here on this page, there's already videos about how it works. There's even the dimensions of the frames. Just a super cool company, and I love their website. I've been chatting with the guys on Instagram a little bit from Create, and they are just super cool and so helpful. If you're into aggressive inline rollerblading, definitely check out their frames. So if you scroll to the bottom, there's a downloads section all the way to the right. You could see the links for the graphic insert template and the logo pack. So I downloaded those to my computer. Then I opened up the template PSD file in Photoshop. All that basically is a white layer with the exact cutouts for the graphics for the frames. Now, if you make a new layer under the layer that's already in that PSD, and then fill it with white or something like that, and then paint on that layer, as long as it's underneath the Create template, you can see that your colors stay within that template. This template is made exactly to size, so do not change the sizing at all of your image or canvas in Photoshop. So basically what I did is I pulled up my Jad logo that Chris from Roll Over the Hill made for me, and then I diced it up underneath that layer template. As you can see, here's all my layers that I got going on here. Now, if I unclick that template layer, you can see the absolute mess underneath, but putting that template layer back in, everything fits right in those nice little frame templates. This was brilliant thinking from Create Originals, and in fact, it fits right on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. As you can see, the size is 8.5 by 11. So basically, you would put your designs underneath that template. Then if you like, you can print from Photoshop. But since I'm using the GP4000, I want to make sure that I get the best color and detail possible. So I'm actually going to print from Canon's professional print and layout software. So I exported from Photoshop to a JPEG, save that file, and then open it up in the professional print and layout software from Canon. So first I selected my printer, which is the GP4000 USB. Then I went to the media type. Now I used some Epson 8.5x11 luster. However, I might recommend something a little thinner for these frames. It was kind of a challenge getting the shield over my graphic once it was inserted because I think the luster paper was a tad thick. However, I love the look and color of the Epson luster paper, so that's what I went with. So since I'm using a luster paper from Epson, on the Canon side of things, I'm going to choose the Canon Premium RC Photo Luster as my media type, and that can be found under Photo Papers. Then I made my paper size 8.5x11, not the landscape. Now, if you choose landscape, that means you have to load the paper into the printer landscape. You can do that as well, but I just did it regular 8.5x11 and rotated my image onto the paper correctly. Then under paper source, I chose cut sheet because I'm using sheets of 8.5x11. Now here's a super important part of this software for the GP4000. Under print priority, we want to choose poster photo fluorescent. And then under print quality, we want to choose highest. Under alignment, we want centered. Then we can scroll down until we get to color management. Under color mode, we want to choose use ICC profile. Then under the print profile, this is also very important, we want to choose the GP4000 F Premium RC Photo Luster. The F stands for fluorescent. Now this is very important that you choose the F profile because there are other profiles that you can choose from that do not have the F in front of it. But since we are going to be utilizing the fluorescent pink, we have to make sure that we use the profiles that have the F for fluorescent. The rendering tint is perceptual. Now, when you open it up, for some reason, I haven't figured this out yet in the software, but it opens it up to a huge size, which I have no idea why. I sized it correctly, so maybe I'm opening it up wrong in Canon Print and Layout, but you can fix this very easily. I hit the plus symbol, which brings it up into the big window. As you can see, the image is huge, but all you have to do is not right-click, but normal-click on any part of the image. And under size, I picked fit to paper size. Now, since we already set that up as 8.5x11, the image should shrink down to fit on our paper. Okay, now the only problem is I happen to know that this is oriented wrong. It should be flipped the other way. So then I click this little option here, which flips the image, and then just to double check, I hit fit to paper one more time. Now it should be the correct printing size. Now at this point, we are ready to print. So I go ahead and click print, then click OK on this dialog box, and then click OK one more time. Now, I already had some 8.5x11 loaded into the GP4000, but if you're curious on how to do that, check out our other video where we compare the GP4000 versus the Canon Pro 4100. And out comes this beautiful, beautiful print from the GP4000. The colors are spot on. So next you actually have to cut them off the paper. And for this, there's a number of methods that you can use. What I did is I used a special cutter for cutting straight lines, and then I cut the circular areas and the angled areas out with scissors, and that worked perfect. I was so pumped about how it looked that I ended up buying 2 more sets of frames for my other 2 pairs of rollerblades. And I made some other custom graphics which are tailored specifically for those rollerblades. On the Pat Ritter Pro them 909s that I have, their Pro model, so I actually put images of Pat Ritter skating his Pro model on the graphic. So once you have them all cut out, then you just have to load them into the frame. And it couldn't be more simple to put in the frame. Here's a little unboxing of the Create Original frames. I got all my frames from Oak City Skate Shop. Long is awesome, awesome, awesome. Shipping is fast, and he has not made one mistake on any of the orders for the last 2 years plus that I've been ordering from him. Definitely order your rollerblade stuff from Oak City Skate Shop. So opening up the box, we have our frames, the graphic shields, and some extra graphics in case you don't want to make any. And our hardware. These are the shields right here. Again, it couldn't be more simple. You just slide your graphics into the frame, then you slide the shield right over the graphic, into the frame. Now, once this frame is bolted onto the skate, those shields are not going to be able to come up, and they perfectly protect your graphic. I mean, it just looks awesome. Again, just sliding the graphic into the slot, sliding the shield right over the graphic, and then boom, that's it. And then of course you have to install the hardware on the frame. What I do first is I bolt the frames onto my blades using the UFS bolts. Then I pop in the frame spacers. And then you could put your wheels in with the supplied hardware. I already had some wheels and bearings set up and ready to go because I could not wait to load up my Create frames. Again, this is not just a gimmick. For aggressive inline, these are awesome, awesome frames. So just to show you how well these shields protect your graphic and just how awesome these frames are, here is my first session with the Create frames. So in my opinion, for the type of skating I do, these frames perform so good. And after me brutally beating upon these frames, you can see that the graphic has held up perfectly. And if I want to, I could take the frame apart and take out the graphics and put in new ones. So not only am I super excited about the colors from the GP4000, but I am also extremely excited about these frames. So thank you so much, Create Originals, for these awesome frames and for the awesome customer service. Of course, thank you to Oak City Skate Shop, bonkers customer service, so awesome. Hopefully maybe if you're printing on the GP4000, maybe some of this information could be useful to you, but I thought it'd be a fun video to make and not only showcase the GP4000, but the Create frames. I just love these skates. Any questions about the GP4000? Please feel free to give the knowledgeable staff at Pro Digital Gear a call, 1-888-459-1482. Also, you can send us an email at sales@prodigitalgear.com, and you can totally visit our website, prodigitalgear.com. All right, thank you so much for watching. Rollerblades! I'm a man-child.